Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Arsenal show. Got a lot for you tonight. Let's just do a quick little bit of housekeeping first. If you can press that like and press that subscribe button, it gets the community, gets the show out there, and it helps us. And it's forever thankful. But look, we're going to get into tonight. As usual, I've got my co-host with me, Jerome. How you doing, Jerome?
All good, thanks.
Top class, mate. Top class. Well, look, tonight we've just finished pre-season, so we're going to talk a little bit about the pre-season. We're going to be talking about Edu and his interview and his relationship that seems to be coming across with Arteta. We're going to talk about a few players. There's a sort of a few players that have stood out in the pre-season. We're going to get into them a little bit. We've got to talk a little bit about the Kroenkes, their way of thinking. It's turned around a bit as the way they're looking at the club. Has that changed? We're going to talk a little bit about that, and I'm going to talk a bit at the end. We're going to throw in the first 6 games of the season, and we're going to have a little see how many points we can get from it. Have a little chat about it, and who knows, if we've got time, we're going to pick our 11. Yeah, and you can whack that in the comments. You can whack that on Twitter. If you're on Twitter, come over and whack it in the comments. We'll see how the time goes, and if we've got enough time, we'll get that in the end. Jerome, pre-season, satisfied with the pre-season?
I think it's a case of so far so good in terms of the pre-season. There's been a lot of activity, obviously, transfer-wise. They've crammed a lot in to these few weeks. Obviously, a very successful trip to America in terms of the results, but also in terms of the performances as well. Notably, the one against Chelsea, which I recorded the game because of the time difference.
Yeah, that was special. Yeah,
I watched it the morning after, the night before, and honestly, that first half. I know it's only pre-season, but that first half performance is one of the best I've seen. Honestly, that they were different class, the team, and playing against like a very good team as well. You look at Chelsea's forward line. Sterling, Havertz, and Werner. That's like their first choice, pretty much their first choice attack.
I think you could see from the anger of Tuchel from the bench, Jerome, couldn't you? How angry he was at that performance.
Yeah, he wasn't too happy. And he wasn't too happy because of us.
No.
We forced them to play like that. So overall, it's been very successful. I think we've obviously got a bit more work to do in terms of the squad.
Yeah.
But the difference that obviously Jesus has made, it's not just like 1 or 2% difference. He's made a massive difference.
Yeah.
And
we've missed a player like that, haven't we, John? Missed a player like that.
Yeah, massively. He's been the sort of, I guess, the star of pre-season. Like, I think we might have said it in maybe one of the last shows about him hitting the ground running, and he's already hit the ground running, and I'm sure he'll continue doing that once the season starts.
Definitely, mate. Well, look, just before we go on, don't forget, click that like and subscribe button. We're going to just go to the comments. We're going to say quick hello to the boys. Stephen, how you doing, mate? Good to see ya. Melvin, good to have you back. Where you been? It's good to see ya. G, as always, mate. Hope you have you back on the show very soon. Stephen, what about Leno to Leicester? Well, we may get time to think. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's on his way to Fulham, Stephen. But I see that just before we come on tonight. I'm not too sure. I think the Fulham one's pretty wrapped up as far as I know, unless something's happened in the last knock-ins. Big GZ, how you doing, mate? Nice to be here. And of course, last but not least, Jonathan. Good to see you, Jonathan, tonight. Just going back to that pre-season, Jerome. It's not over yet. We've got Seville to play, so at the Emirates and the Emirates Cup. So we've still got that one left. But 5-3 against Nuremberg, 2-0 win against Everton, a 3-1 win against Orlando, and as you were just saying, a thrashing against Thomas Tuchel's Chelsea with what, as you've already said, was their full 11. Few players, mate. We've already spoken about Jesus and the importance of what he's going to be going forward. A couple of players I want to talk about.
Yeah.
First one who I thought was fantastic against Chelsea, Jerome, was William Saliba. Yeah. Just seems to be going from strength to strength. How have you feel about seeing him in an Arsenal shirt at last, and how do you think he's performed in these last few games?
Well, you know what? The Chelsea game, that's the first real game I've sort of sat down and watched him play, and he was amazing.
He was unreal, wasn't he?
Not only did he not put a foot wrong, that doesn't do him like justice. He was outstanding. Physically fantastic, so composed and relaxed on the ball. He played better than what I expected, basically. I guess one of the most, to sum it up, there was no difference in quality between sort of him and Gabriel, and I think that's a massive compliment, because Gabriel is by far, I think he's our sort of first choice, isn't he? Gabriel, he's like in defence, he's like the first name on the team sheet.
Yeah,
and he looked well on par with Gabriel, and maybe not initially when the season starts, but I think he's going to be giving the manager a very nice headache when it comes to picking that defence when everyone's fit, because he looked very, very good at some of his attributes. See, he can do what Ben White can do in terms of he's got great passing, but it's the physical side of the game where he really stands out in terms of the pace and power and strength. And to have him and Gabriel, who also has those attributes, it's like playing against a brick wall. But a brick wall can play football, and only, as I say, it's only the first time I've really seen him play, but so promising.
I mean,
the same,
absolutely. I mean, I think I said even before the games that I felt that seeing him, even just in training and catching a couple of Marseille games, because I hadn't really watched any Marseille games, but for what I'd seen of him then, I was like, hold on a minute, I think this kid could actually take one of the spots. But I kept that a little bit low key. But the more and more I'm seeing him, Jerome, I feel he's a starter. I think he's that good. I think Gabriel and White have got something to think about. I'm going to whack this up. It's very interesting in the subject. We've got Melvin there, and he's put 3 at the back. Now we can do that. We can go 3 at the back, or we can play Ben White as a right back. How did you think that worked, Jerome? And what do you think about playing 3 at the back?
I think that Arteta's system, I think it's really geared up to have the 4 defenders. If one of them pushes on a bit further, like maybe Zinchenko perhaps, but I think it's geared up for 4 at the back. So he might play all 3 of them, but as you were saying, if he does play all 3 of them, I think it will mean that it will be Ben White at right back, and then Saliba and Gabriel centre backs. Because I think he's very set on that formation with Partey just in front of the defence, and then 5 other players ahead of them. And I don't really know who would play like wing. If we did play 3 at the back, who the wing back would be. We don't really have
we don't really have one, have we?
Right-sided wing back. I know Saka can do a job, but Saka can do a job anyway. He could probably do a job at centre back, Saka.
It's more of a left wing back though, isn't he? More than a right wing, which is strange considering he plays out on the right. But it's not ideal, is it? It's not an ideal situation for Saka. You want him doing his work further up the pitch and really not having to worry about defending, do you?
Yeah, but I mean, what a great problem to have. I mean,
that's what you want.
A few seasons ago, our 3 centre back options were David Luiz, Socrates, and Mustafi. And now we've progressed to these 3. It's amazing.
Yeah. It's not going to be easy now picking teams, is it, to start every game, because each game you're going to be thinking, I can play this way, I can play that way. We can put him in that position. you know, we've got so many different, you know, ways of playing, and so many. The squad is getting bigger, and as you say, it's a fantastic problem to have. Let's just go into the comments here. G Talks has been a solid pre-season. Saliba, Partey, and Jesus have been brilliant. Shinchenko looked at home straight away, and we still have Emil Smith-Rowe. We keep forgetting about Emil Smith-Rowe. He's sort of, you know, he's gone off the radar a little bit. Vieira, Katie, and Tommy on their way back. I mean, you're talking about the squad, Jerome. I mean, 3 or 4 players there that hasn't even got a look in yet.
Yeah, I know. We haven't even seen one of them play. Vieira hasn't obviously kicked the ball yet for us. So this is what we want: a bit of strength in depth. It's
very important. It's a few to move on, and hopefully a late dip in the market, in my opinion, a left CM winger and an LCB, ideally. I mean that would be ideal. It's just he's going to have an headache now. I mean, we know it's only pre-season, but he's going to have an headache. This is what we've wanted. We've always wanted to have that headache, and we just hope we've got the players there now who will be willing to sit on the bench and be happy with it. Do you feel that will be okay? Do you think players will be happy to sit on the bench and then come on and still fight for the shirt?
Because of these 5 subs, I think you'll be able to rotate it quite well. I mean, with centre backs, you very rarely change centre backs mid-game. But obviously we've got, you know, Europe this season, and I think because Arteta is such a tactical manager, I'm sure that every game he'll look at differently, and he'll think, right, what type of centre back partnership do I need for this game? What type of right back do I want for this game? And then that will probably dictate or help to dictate who he picks. The worst thing you want is to have an 11 which every manager in the country knows your starting 11. They can predict what you're going to do. This way, it gives you a bit of unpredictability, because us as fans who follow the team all over the place and watch every game, if we don't know what team he's going to pick, how are the other managers going to know what Arteta's going to do?
It's a great problem. It's a great problem, Ed. I mean, just going back to the Chelsea game. I mean, I had looked at that first 11, and I looked at it and I thought, wow, what a first 11 this is. This is exciting. I can't wait to watch this. Then I'm thinking about the players who are not even starting, who were not even on the bench, and I'm like, oh, you know, this is getting to where we wanted to be. Why is it taken so long? I want to get to the Cronkies in a bit, but first we heard from Edu in the week. His interview. Did you see his interview?
I think he gave like a couple of interviews, one to Sky and then a couple of outlets as well. How
did you take that? How did you feel listening to our sporting director? Personally, before you go, I just thought, I went back to when Josh Kroenke gave his last 2 interviews, and he was the guy we've sort of heard from, isn't he? You know, and it was like very sort of like that. I thought Edu was a breath of fresh air. I just thought, you know, he is an Arsenal man, you know, who just was. When Josh spoke, I just didn't believe a word he said. But with Edu, he just, I believed everything he said. How did you look at it? How did you take it?
I'll tell you what helps. It helps having that interview after a game like that. If we'd had a game if we'd have lost to Chelsea 4-0 and he gave that interview, then it might have come across a bit differently. But no, you're right. I think he does say all the right things, and in terms of when a player gets to a certain age, if they're underperforming and they're on a big contract, then like basically you're in a mess. But this Willian, more so Willian than David Luiz, this Willian deal, I think really looking back, maybe it's been a blessing in disguise. It went so spectacularly wrong that I think it's made them think we don't want to ever go near that situation ever again. And so they've really gone the other way in terms of signing younger players because they don't want to get, they don't want William Part 2 to happen. But going back to Edu, we forget he was you know, he was
He was their man. He was their boy.
He was an invincible. Like he's not just someone that's come in like sort of to do a job from outside. Like he's got Arsenal in him.
I liked it. I liked it when he said, "You know, do you want more than the top 4?" And he was like, "Oh, definitely, of course. You know, this is the dream." You know, he obviously there's people like Arteta there and they do there. They obviously want the top 4. I mean, I thought it was so good the way his relationship come across with Arteta as well, Jerome. You know, they seem to be working together. They seem to get on together. I liked it when he said, when the question was asked, you know, whose signing was whose, he said, nobody's signing's anybody. He said, I don't do nothing unless Mikel wants it, and he don't do nothing unless, you know, it's a combined thing. We sit down and talk, and if there's a bit of a disagreement between one or the other, they listen, and then we'll move on to the next player. The relationship, mate, I think that's so important. Did you feel that the relationship between them's good?
Yeah, definitely, and I think that has to be the case. But if you want my honest opinion, just from watching them speak and everything, I think Arteta really has to take a lot of credit. I don't want to say he's the brains of that partnership because that's probably doing Edu a disservice.
I know what you're saying.
But if there was another manager working alongside Edu, I don't know if all this change would be happening. I think Arteta's obviously got very strong ideas in terms of the way he wants to play, in terms of the culture and how people behave. I think that comes from him rather than from Edu.
Yeah.
But you need someone like Edu that can obviously go and help to get the business done. He's got obviously relationships with different different agents, and I think, you know, those little clips we were seeing of him showing, you know, people around the training ground, showing families around. I think he's probably quite a good salesman in terms of helping to sell Arsenal to different players and their families. But I think it really does come. A lot of it does come from Arteta.
Yeah. I think you're right, mate. I think you're right. He. I mean, it's good that they're both ex-Arsenal. It's both that they're both round about the same age. I mean, I like the fact that he said that when he first met Arteta and he started to talk to him, you know, they spent an hour just talking about nothing, non-football stuff. His family and life and you know, morals and things like that. And I love that. I mean, I think that personally, the way I live my life, I think that's so important. That you know, to show that you've got some connection with someone other than football, and I think that, you know, I think that helps massively. And I like the way when he come across and he said that there's tons and tons of players, mate, that I've spoke to or I've just sort of thought, no, not the man for me.
That's it. Yeah, it's not. It's not you just selling Arsenal to a player. Like, the player's got to sell themselves as well. But I think with obviously the biggest deal we've done with Jesus, I think, I'm not saying it doesn't get done without Edu, but I think he's probably got a big part in that as well, with the Brazilian connection.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I mean, when you look at it, you see connections all over the place from these signings, don't you, Jerome?
Yeah.
You see Arteta with Edu, you see Zinchenko, Man City, Jesus, Man City. You see Edu with like you just said, Jesus being Brazilian. And then you can go on Marquinhos, Brazilian. You can go on. I mean, Saliba's taken a bit of work, isn't it? Because he seems like a new player, doesn't he? To me, he's like a new signing. People saying, "Oh, we've done 5." To me, it's like 6. You know, we've had 6 signings already, and Saliba adds to that. And for me, he's just like a new. Look like we've just gone and bought a new 40-50 million pound centre back, don't you think?
Yeah, he is, because when people use the term new signing, normally that might be when a player's played for you and he's got injured and he's out for a year, then he comes back, and it's like this geezer, he's never played. So it is a new, as far as I'm concerned, it is a new signing. It's just that we paid for him a couple of seasons ago. That's all. Yeah. I mean, there's
I just want to go on to like why all of a sudden, and especially in the last 2 seasons, that all of a sudden the Kroenkes have decided all of it, to start sort of backing the manager, if you like. Do you think the Champions League is something that's made them change their mind? There's rumours that I've been hearing that trip out to America to see the Kroenkes that time, and saying like that he was out there to have a meeting with them to say, look, we lost the Champions League because we never bought nobody. Do you think what do you think the reason for the change is, Jerome, or do you just think they had this planned all along?
I just think that Arteta and Edu realised how big of a job when Arteta came in, how big of a job it was, and without the backing, you could see where we were in the league. 2 seasons in a row, finishing 8th, and without the backing, it would only have got worse. Like last summer, that was a massive summer.
Yeah,
because if they hadn't have, or if those players they bought hadn't have produced the goods, I dread to think where we could have finished.
Yeah.
So I think that this is the competition we've got now. All these teams, like this isn't like when Wenger came and there was like a couple of decent teams and all the rest were a bit average. This is like you're competing with 5 or 6 top quality teams, and if you don't strengthen, you're gonna fall behind, and you won't fall behind slowly. You'll fall behind very quickly. And I think the last 2 summers, I think we've spent the most in Europe, and it's been very necessary. We've had to do it. But the good thing is they've spent it on young players, and so you're not going to end up in this situation where you've got a 30-year-old running down his contract that you have to sort of pay off to leave. So I think we were forced into a corner. We had to do it basically.
Yeah.
And I think maybe the bit of pressure from the fans probably might have gave him a bit of a nudge as well.
Yeah, because I still have no doubts about in my mind that if it wasn't for January, just absolutely killed us last year, didn't it? I mean, the fact that we never went and bought nobody in January, I think Arteta and Edu would have known that. I think if we would have been in the Champions League, but
sorry.
Go on, mate. Yeah, go on, carry on.
I'll tell you what. From that interview, though, I don't think I know we wanted to be in the Champions League. But I think a lot of people wanted to be in the Champions League because they thought it would affect the signings we could make. Yeah. But by the sounds of it, I don't think it has.
No, it ain't. No.
So.
No.
I'm not saying I prefer not to be in it than be in it, but I don't think it's made a difference in terms of what we've done this summer.
Yeah. In hindsight, you look at it now and you think to yourself, with this last season when we didn't get in the Champions League, I would have thought we might have struggled anyway. If we had the squad that we went into Champions League, say, without the players that we've signed already. Now there's a little bit of me saying, I'm a little bit more thinking, I wish we would have made it. I wish we would have got him because with this squad, who knows? Who knows? It's got to change tack just a little bit. Yeah. I mean, we'll probably do this next week, and Kieran's probably going to answer us the same question. But it's just the way the show's gone tonight, and it's just sort of like slid into this. As your Jerome, as your hopes, comments, please tell us what you think. Your hopes now, for next season, have they changed? The reason why I asked this is because I asked someone earlier today, and after thinking about it for a good 2 minutes, someone said to me, no, they haven't. And I didn't know whether to be surprised, and I didn't know whether to be shocked or agree. So I thought I've got to ask this question tonight. So, Jerome, whatever you would have said, where has it changed as your expectations now?
I don't think my expectations has changed, but I think I'm more confident that we can reach those expectations.
Yeah. Yes.
I mean. So say before all these transfers, I expected us to finish in the top 4. I don't now expect us to finish 3rd or 2nd, but I'm more confident that we could finish in the top 4. Not saying it's a dead cert, it certainly isn't, because there's massive competition. But I'm a bit more optimistic and hopeful that we can finish in the Champions League places and hopefully win a trophy as well. So
yeah,
it hasn't really changed, no. But what do you think? What do you think?
Yeah, I agree with you because at the beginning, you always hope, you think that the players that you got and get are going to be better. So you hope for a challenge challenge the top four. But at the same time, you're thinking Liverpool, you're thinking Man City are givens.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Then you're looking at Chelsea, and then you're looking at Tottenham and Man United and us. They're the ones who are fighting for that other fourth place spot. Now you have got the Europa League. You can go and win that, but again, that's an hard competition to win. It is hard. So I'm the same as you, mate. Where I was like, we could still get in the Europa League. Now I'm like, if we're going up against Chelsea, Tottenham, and Man United, bring it on, bring it on, because I don't, I know it's only pre-season, but we've watched football long enough in our lives now to know a player and to know a squad. And we've said for many years now, Jerome, haven't we, about our squad where we've gone like, no, it's not there. It's not there. And you know what I like? The players are improving. Players are getting better. As time goes on. I still want to see more from certain players because I think they've got it in them and they've not really shown it yet. But for me, I think we could finish third without any shadow of a doubt. So what about? Do you think we can get to third?
Yeah, I think it's possible. So I think Man City and Liverpool quite far ahead, but the other teams, Chelsea, Spurs, and United, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
And yeah, honestly, that performance has made me so optimistic.
Who impressed you? Who impressed you over pre-season? Give me three names, four names.
Well, Jesus massively.
Yeah.
I think what Saliba done in the last game was amazing.
Yeah.
Who else is there? Partey looked top quality against Chelsea. I'm thinking about saying Martinelli as well.
Yeah.
Just because his energy with Jesus is just, it was frightening.
Yeah, I mean, there was a time with Martinelli when he came up against, Reece James, who's no slouch, and he kicked the ball past him and just went and was gone.
Yeah,
absolutely gone.
Yeah,
I'm going to get slaughtered again, but I thought Xhaka was good. You knew I was going to say that, Jerome, didn't you? You knew I was going to say that.
When you said I'm going to get slaughtered, I knew it then.
Yeah, I thought he played it. I thought he was really good against Chelsea. But mate, look, this is what we want, isn't it? If he's going to sit on the bench or if he's going to play, or I don't care. I don't care. I haven't got no favourites. I just look at players and I want a camaraderie. I want a team of a squad of 23, and I want them to go out there on a Saturday, whether they're sitting on the bench, and I don't care who. I want the best team to be starting on that day.
Yeah,
should be playing for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
G Talks brought up a good player as well. Actually, Eddie's looked lively in pre-season, isn't he?
Eddie, yeah. Got G Talks here. G Talk says Saliba, Partey, Eddie, and Jesus. I know you ain't a Xhaka fan as well, G Talks. I know when we had you on the show, mate. I know when I had you on the show. I know you give me the eyeballs and you looked up at me when I was at the top there. I know you. I marked your cards, mate. Xhaka's coming. Watch, don't worry. No, it's great because it is because it's like you said. To have all these different players and think, this player can play and that player can play in that position. It's a fantastic headache to have. And if Jack is a sub or he plays on the bench and Partey, because I feel he's got a lot more in his locker, Partey. I really do. I think you know he could step up another gear easily, Thomas Partey, and if he does that, he is going to be hard to, you know, shift that. The only thing I worry about Partey is he that, Jerome? Is he that? Can he do that defensive job as good? I mean, I know Partey's probably got. I say that some of the little touches and skills and through balls Jack has been doing recently are, you know, he's been pushed more up forward. But do you feel we can do the defensive side of it and just do that? Because there's going to be when the season starts, if we end up playing with one DM, because the way the squad's been panning out, it is sort of going that way, isn't it?
Yeah.
So can he do that job? Are you happy for him just to sit?
Yeah, I don't have any worries with Partey really, in terms of sitting, especially if he's sitting in front of Saliba and Gabriel. Like honestly, Partey's the least of the players that I sort of worry about. So no, I'm good with Partey.
Yeah, and I think as well, Jerome. Like we often talk about having two centre backs that where you can play that one, you know, that one player, one DM. I mean, it's everybody's team's dream, isn't it, to do that? Liverpool play a bit different because they play three across the middle, workman like three, don't they? They play a different. But most good teams, top teams in Europe, Man City, you know, stand out from all of them really, and Barcelona and Real Madrid, they play with a one. You know, are our defence good enough yet? Would you be safe playing with a one DM?
No issues with that. As long as the one DM is disciplined and the fullbacks are reasonably disciplined as well, then I think it's fine. With Ben White, when Ben White plays right back, even Tomiyasu as well, like they're very comfortable to sort of shuffle in field a bit and make three centre backs. So if we're getting massively overrun in midfield, then I guess Arteta would have to change it. But I think when we played our best football last season, it was when Partey just literally sat in front of the defence. Yeah,
I've got no arguments with him playing. The only thing now, I would go Partey Xhaka too and be over the moon. But I want to see one, Jerome. You know, I want to see one. As much as I like one or the other. I'd love to see the one and let us go and play that attacking football like the invincible times when we just had Gilberto Silva and he used to sit, you know, and that's all he did. But you're spot right. I mean, what you said there's really spot on with the fullbacks. I mean, again, in the comments, Jerome, another question that's come to mind there, and it's going to be an headache again if we're going to play with one. Who's the best left back? Who's the best fullbacks to play? First, it's coming to my head. We've got Kieran Tierney, and we've got Alexander Zinchenko. Who's the most disciplined? Who would you feel that can drop in, you know, into that defense to help Partey if needed? Tierney or Zinchenko? That's another headache he's going to have to think about. That's something he's going to be thinking about on the training pitch. You know, during the week before the game, the weekend, or whether it's a European game.
Yeah.
What do you think? Is it a good question? Is it a question that's worth thinking about?
Yeah, it's hard. It's going to be hard. I think most people will probably feel that defensively, that's like Tierney's maybe better than Zinchenko defensively. So maybe against the top teams, perhaps if they're threatening, maybe you would play Tierney. But I think Zinchenko's so good that it's a hard decision for Arteta. Honestly, I don't know what he's going to do, because I think Zinchenko will probably start the season at left back, and if he plays,
if Tierney's fit,
well, Tierney probably won't be fit. I mean, the season starts in 10 days, and he hasn't played. He's been injured the last few games, isn't he? So I think Zinchenko will start. But tough decision for the manager. That is really tough one.
And if he starts, I can't see him coming out.
No, that's it.
He just strikes me as that's type of player that if he once he gets in, then for me he's in. Kieran Tierney or no Kieran Tierney. Yeah. Let's just go through a few comments, please. Again, third time tonight. I don't mean to drive you all mad, but if you could subscribe, if you're new and you haven't liked, if you just click that button, it'll be fantastic. G Talks, he was class against Chelsea. Yeah, don't you know it, G Talks? You know it, mate. You know it. 2 assists and that chest flick and volley was top draw. It was, mate. It was. What's happening to? Do you know what as well, Jerome? I think again, having better players around lifts players, and you start to see things that you've never seen before. Absolutely. I mean, I've always thought that Xhaka's a good workman-like player, and not much else. But I am seeing these flicks, these volleys, these little through balls coming. These. Maybe that's the growth of the squad. Maybe that's because the players are getting better. Who knows? We'll have to wait until the end of the start of the season. Hopefully, he continues. I'm sure every Arsenal fan wants him to do well. Then we've got G Talks again. Saka. Then he got the tapping. All right, continuation of that question. Melvin, what's he got here? Gunnosaurus looks sharper in pre-season, I'm told. Oh, looks sharper in pre-season. Oh God, like it. Very funny. If you play with a DM, play Emil Smith Rowe instead of Xhaka. Well, I don't know. Jerome, over to you, mate.
Yes, I mean, I think a lot of people have spoken about Smith Rowe could potentially be sort of a central midfielder, but I don't think he's got the sort of the experience really to play in the middle yet.
Yeah,
I think we tried it once last season. I can't remember. It might have been Palace at home. Maybe they played. I think he played Smith Rowe and Odegaard either side of. I can't remember who it was, but I don't think it worked. But maybe sort of later down the line, I think that could potentially be an option. I think he's got the skills to play that role, just not the experience, I don't think.
Yeah, no, it'd have to be pretty. It's a specialist position, isn't it? It's one of them players where specialist players who know how to do the job. Yeah, I mean, as I've already said, best player to do the job. If he can do it, then I'm happy. And that I've got this positivity already this season. I'm like, every player. I'm looking at every player. I'm loving every player. I'm just trying to calm myself down because I think, it's only pre-season. Just calm down a little bit. But but anyway, look, the start of the season ain't far away, mate. It's next Friday week we're going to be kicking off. Not an easy game.
No way.
Away to Palace, and then we're at home. Our first home game of the new season against Leicester. Will Tielemans be part of our team by then? I've seen a question in the comments. I'll answer that at the end of the show. So don't worry, I've spotted it. And then we've got Bournemouth away. Back up again. Then Fulham at home. Another sort of promotion club coming to the Emirates. Then Villa at home, tough. And then we've got the big one against the enemy, Manchester United away. Those 6 games, mate, first 6 games of the season, how do you think they're panning out? How do you, how many points do you think we get for them?
Yeah, God. Well, apart from Palace, Palace is going to be tough, I think. Maybe not because of the actual quality of the team we're playing against, just because of the occasion. Opening game, evening kickoff under the lights. Palace fans are notoriously notoriously hostile place to go. So I'm not sure about the first game of the season, to be honest.
You sound like you're going towards a draw here, Jerome. Yeah. Like all this positivity, and we're going for a draw.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe a draw, but the other ones. So the first 6 games, if we can pick up 4 wins from those 6 games, I think that'll be a half decent start.
Yeah. So you're looking at
a decent start. A decent start. I'm not saying we'll lose the other two. I'm not saying we'll lose the other two, but try and win 4 out of the first 6. I'd say.
Okay. You sort of what you use Palace and Man United a draw or something. Draws
Something
against
like
those.
Yeah.
Well, we don't know what Man United side we're going to come up against, mate. Crystal Palace, as you
don't know if Ronaldo's going to be there.
We don't know if he's going to be there. No, by all accounts today, talks haven't gone well. So but that's for Man United to worry about. That's not our problem. But Palace away, you've already said it. Very, very tough, mate. Patrick Vieira, obviously there. He's gonna, they beat us last season. So they're going to have a little bit of confidence from that.
Yeah.
We've already said it. Not the same squad. So it's going to be a totally different team from last season. So I can see the balance of this. I think we'll beat Palace. We should beat Leicester. I can't. I mean, they're in all sorts of trouble at the moment. They're the only club in the Premiership that hasn't even bought a player yet. So
their goalie's going.
Their goalkeepers, he's going, and they need to sell before they can buy. So, and hopefully their number 8's going as well. But and then Fulham at home and Villa at home, I fancy us against them. And then Man United away. Look, that Man United away is very hard, and you got to fancy. Oh yeah, I mean, I always worry about Man United away. I'd go for a draw, but but so not far away from you. I'm probably looking at five wins and a draw though. Nice. It'd be nice, wouldn't it? Eh? Yeah, take. We'll take that all day long. But let's have a look. A few more comments. With no new additions, Partey and Xhaka have to be the 2 of the 3. Other one being Odegaard or Vieira. So what G's saying there, Jerome, is that he still wants to play with the 2 defensive midfield players. Odegaard, it's got to be Odegaard, isn't it? If you're going to play with the 2, he's going to be the captain, isn't he?
Yeah, he'll be the captain, so I'm sure he'll be. He's starting a lot of games next season. Yeah.
New name here, as far as I can. I think your new name. I haven't seen your name before, Matthew. If you are new, click the subscribe button, mate. It's good to see you. Matthew is saying, looking forward to the season. Where do you guys think we're finished? Well, we sort of harped on it a little bit a little while ago. Jerome, for Matthew, do you want to say where do you think that we're finished this season?
Yeah, I think we will get top 4. I think we'll finish. I think 4th. I think it will probably go down to the wire again, but I'm much more hopeful that we will get 4th.
Yeah. I agree with you. I think we could even nick 3rd. I mean, we give Chelsea a spanking. I'm not sure on Sterling. Be fair on this with you. I'm not sure that's.
I promise you, I forgot he was playing after about a minute.
Yeah. If I would, I didn't want him at Arsenal. I know what he's done in the past, but if I had the choice out of Jesus and Sterling, Jesus all day for me. I wouldn't. He's not. I don't know. He's not for me. I got a funny feeling he ain't going to be a hit for Chelsea. I don't know what makes me say that. He's on big money. So, but but then you got Tottenham, you got Man United. I think as we are at this moment in time, I think we've got better squads than them. I think we've got better midfield from them. I think we've got a better defence than them. I think we've got a better goalkeeper than them. Up front, I think it's pretty even. So for me, as I say, from where we're sitting now, I'm going strong. I'm going 3rd this year. I think we'll finish 3rd. I think we'll be in the Champions League next season. Right, I'm going to ask before I go down the comments a bit more. I'm going to answer the question about Yuri Tillemans. Well, there was news today from the chairman that there hadn't been no talks and there hadn't been no concrete offers from Arsenal, and there hadn't been no proposal. That's people. That's chairman talk. I know. I nearly said the agent's name then. But I know for a fact that there has been offers and there has been talks, and the fact that the chairman just kept saying things like concrete and then no proposal. When he says concrete, he means that they want more money. I know they've had a chat, they've had the conversations. I think it will be done. I think going by from what Edu has said, it's going to be done. Arteta talks about getting the player from the way we want to play. I think that screams of Tielemans because he wants that number 8. He's wanted it for a long while now. I think this one will happen. Tielemans has already turned round. I know for a fact that he's turned round and that he said that he prefers Arsenal to Manchester United. So all these rumours that you keep hearing, unless he changes his mind at the last minute, then all these Man United rumours, just forget them at this stage, because I've had quotes from the player saying that he wants to go to Arsenal. He's waiting for Arsenal. So yeah, there's been a lot of talks. Money has been mentioned. So just keep patience. It's a waiting game. So, but we'll get there. I'm pretty sure, for 25, 30, 35 million. I think it's Arsenal just waiting to get a few players out the door. And then once they've got players out the door, then I think you'll see Tielemans come in, because like Edo says in his interview, we haven't finished. We haven't finished in the transfer market. And he was pretty matter of fact about that. So yeah, let's look forward to because I think there's everywhere else we're all right. I think we get Tielemans in, bang. I think that's a 10 out of 10 transfer window for Arsenal. So yeah, but it'll be it's all don't worry yet. We just need to keep patient. Matthew White, agree with you fellas. For whatever reason, you guys never came up on my subs lists, post notifications. Now on, and agreed where the goals are coming from for Chelsea. Not looking good for them. No, it's not. It's not, Jerome. I mean, it's not a Chelsea show. But can you see them doing anything?
God, they've got to make a lot of changes. They've lost a couple of their starting centre backs. They've lost. They've got Thiago Silva still knocking about. He must be pushing 40. So they haven't really got a proper centre forward, have they? No. Havertz isn't really, for me, he's not a centre forward. He's like a sort of a number 10, but they stick him up front because they've got no one else. So yeah. Also, they could be losing a couple of their other defenders. Right. I think. Anyway, enough about him.
It hurts, doesn't it? Yeah. Thanks for your question, Matthew, and thanks for subscribing. As you've already said there, click on that notification bell, mate. We're going to have some loads of good stuff coming up in the new season. But look, I said if we got time at the end, we was going to pick our team for the first game of the season. Now we're going to go through that quickly. Right, we're going to go through it quickly because Kieran ain't here, and he is the boss, but he ain't tonight. I'm here, so I'm going to do this. Although I'm probably going to get a lot of stick afterwards and saying, "Why did you do that?" But I'm going to do it anyway. So, Jerome, Palace away. As you say, we've got to take it game to game. And maybe not go too gung ho. Maybe you want to go gung ho. Give me your team for the Palace game. And in the comments, put in the box. Tell us what your team is for the Palace game, Jerome.
Yeah. Well, assuming everyone comes through the Seville game on Saturday unscathed, I would stick with that same starting 11 that played against Chelsea, which was obviously Ramsdale in goal. I'd keep Ben White at right back.
Well, really?
Yeah, 100%.
Wow.
100%. Yeah, I wouldn't make. Well, Tomiyasu probably not going to be match fit, and I wouldn't start Cedric and have Saliba or White on the bench. Also,
Does he? Before you go on, mate.
if-
Before you go
if-
on, does he give us the whip for that right hand side?
No, but Saka gives us the width on the right, so it doesn't matter.
You think that's enough? Yeah.
Also, Cedric. If Cedric plays against Zaha, then it's good night, God bless, isn't it?
Pace wise,
Much love. It's one of those. Yeah, pace.
Yeah, it was a great cross though for the goal. For
Good
Lukonga's
cross,
goal.
Yeah. Very
Stick
good
up
cross,
from the man.
Yeah. We'll bring him on if we need to put some crosses in the box later.
Yeah, we'll do that. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll go with the same team. Zinchenko left back, Saliba, Gabriel.
Yeah.
High sit in front of the defence with Jack and Odegaard either side, and then Saka, Jesus, and Martinelli. That would be my team. I think. How about you?
Not far. Yeah, not far off. The reason why I would play Ben White as well, because if you're going to play with the, see, I've been bigging up Jack. If Tielemans is here, I'm putting Tielemans and Odegaard at the front, and then I've got to get into my head: do I pick Partey and Xhaka, and who's the best for that job? I think they're both equally as good at doing that job. I think they give a lot, and I think they will. I'd like them to battle it out through the season, and build up. But they have got that partnership. But the reason why I'm saying this now is because, Jerome, I don't know what you think, but we're talking about Ben White playing right back. That gives you that extra defensive player. You're saying he's not going to go forward. Then when he needs to cover, he can help Partey out or Xhaka out. He can come into that middle to help with that one DM. Do you get what I'm saying there?
They call it like an inverted right back, where
an inverted right back.
He does play like inside of it.
Yeah, and if you've got Ben White and Zinchenko on the other side doing that job, where they can come in alternately, it will be most of the time it'll be White, because you won't want him going forward. If anybody you want going up the flank there, be Zinchenko, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So it'll probably be White. So I like that, because it means we can play that extra player in the middle there. But yeah, as we are now, I think I'll agree with you. And Xhaka, Partey, yeah, same team. Let them go again.
They started off so quick, didn't they? Like,
yeah, they've been like that every game, haven't they? Every game through the pre-season. And do you feel that's something to do with Jesus? Do you think that's him? Do you think he's the one that's, making everyone else quicker?
Yeah, he definitely helps. But I think Arteta wants to start aggressive anyway, no matter who's playing. But when you had Lacazette up front, you couldn't really do that.
No, he slows everything down, didn't he?
Yeah, he didn't have the same mobility as Jesus.
Yeah. Do you think we need anything more now to come in, or you would be happy with this, what we got?
I think if Pepe goes, I think you might want someone else to back up Saka.
Yeah.
Perhaps you might want another wing. So I don't know how ready this Marquinhos is to play.
Yeah. So last question of the night, mate. Last question of the night. Again, comments. Love to hear what you say, because you let me down putting your teams in. So, you sort of like, it's like when you give them the high fives and they put their hand down. Didn't help me. But I was going to say. Totally forgot what I was going to say. But yeah, but no, I mean it's great, isn't it? I mean, I can't wait now. We're how many days away? As I said, it's 8 days away before kickoff, mate. I mean, how much are you looking forward to it?
Yeah, can't wait. Even the game on Saturday, the friendly against Sevilla at the Emirates,
be a good one.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's a sellout. It's a sellout already. Like, people want to go and see this team play, don't they? And it's going to be a great atmosphere, even for just a friendly game.
Yeah, I remember we questioned now. Right, one more before we go. I mean, that it. Who do you think can move on? Who do you think? There's a lot of talk about Arteta said this week, I want to get players out. We need to move players out because the squad is large, and there's players there that just ain't being used. Who won't be here at the start of the season?
Yeah. So I think the dead certs are Bellerin, Torreira, probably Nelson.
Yeah.
I think Pepe might go, but he might go after the season starts.
Yeah.
Pablo Mari, possibly.
Yeah. He's been linked to Fenerbahce.
And obviously a couple of goalies as well. I think they could be the main ones. I don't know if I'm missing anyone. Maybe Tavares on loan as well, perhaps. Maybe.
The only thing I think about there is
Steve seems to have gone the old internet. Hopefully he'll be back soon. Here we go.
Sorry about that. The only thing about there, if Tierney is fit, is unfit, we're going to need another left back, aren't we?
Yeah, I don't know. I think if
at least Tavares is fit most of the time.
Yeah, I would probably keep him around.
Yeah, I would.
But whether he'd be happy to be like sort of third choice left back, is another thing. Yeah,
because if Tierney gets injured and then Zinchenko goes out, you're going to want another left back on the bench, aren't you? You don't want to start putting Xhaka back there again.
No way. No.
So I think he'll stay. I'm sure that it must enter into Mikel's head that playing 52% of the season last season, which Kieran Tierney did, is just not good enough.
No.
So, but we'll wait and see. Well, look, that's it for this evening. Thanks everybody for joining us. Comments, fantastic tonight. Big G, thanks for joining us. Jonathan, G Talks, Melvin, lovely. Thanks for coming in, mate. Some new names tonight. We've got Charles and Matthew. Thanks for coming in. Please, don't forget, you guys, subscribe and click on your notifications. As I say, we've got a lot of things coming up in the new season. Kieran will be back. No, I don't think he is back next week. Actually, I think he's be back the week after. So it'll be either me or Jerome sitting in the chair. But until then, Jerome, thanks for joining us tonight, mate.
Yeah, pleasure. Cheers, Steve. Cheers, man.
And peace out. Stay safe and wash your hands.